Hi, this is Ian's Truth Be Told, True Crimes. This is part 11. Questions to the GP surgery, which was Mum's doctor's surgery. My name's Mr. Ian Parish. My late mum's name was Mrs. Patricia Ann Parish. And this is patient record. Now in 2020 I found a document at my father's Alan Parish, and I found a document there written by my father, signed by my father, that said that Mum went into hospital on the 14th of May, had an operation on the 15th, and died on the 28th of May 2018. Now I knew that those records were incorrect, and so I took that that piece of paperwork, which was the coroner's witness statement, to my brother Michael, to show him, because I couldn't understand why the dates were so out. And he said to me, he'd done nothing wrong. All he'd done was write the records. He said, I've done nothing wrong. All I've done is write the records. And he said it twice. And he looked very worried when he said that to me. And which point I ordered all the hospital GP medical records. And I ordered them February, March of 2020. And it took until June 2020 for them to come through. When I ordered them from the hospital, first of all, they wouldn't release them to me. So I ordered them from through a solicitors, Every's solicitor of Exeter, and they came through in June of 2020, or started to. These are the GP records, and these came through in July of 2020, but they weren't typed until the 24th of June 2020. And they were typed by that lady there, and her name is on the top of page 32. There we go, there's page 32 over here, and we'll come to that in a minute. But on the top of that page 32, they were typed, the last typed by that lady. Anyway, I'm going to go and take you through all the GP records, because I think it'll make more sense. So these are the GP records, and on the first page, this is the first page, and it has my mum's marital status, unknown. Mum was married to my dad for 54 years. It says gender, female. English speaker, unknown. She spoke English because she's English. It's got her address there. Current home address, and it's got the date 22nd of December 2011, but the postcode is incorrect for 2011. It's also got the removal date as the 11th of June 2011. Sorry, the 11th of June 2018 was the removal date that my mum's name was taken off the GP register. Now it's got the mum's date of death is there, and it's incorrect as well. That says the 28th of May 2018 at midnight, which is totally incorrect as well. Now you'll see in here, there's a lot of names have been blacked out. Now the first name that's been blacked out is actually an ex-girlfriend of mine, who lived with me when she came over from Australia in 1991. And her name's been blacked out. And the other name that's been blacked out is Mum's husband, my father, Alan, and his name's been blacked out as well. Now, all the way through, his name has been blacked out all the way through, and my brother's name, my father's friend, all sorts of people, their names have been blacked out. Now, as you can see from over here, the date that all these documents were entered was the 21st of April 2015. Now, there's lots of unknowns here, of unknown staff members and all sorts of things. I'm putting the whole lot in. A lot of them say third party consultant and things like that, and it's not. It's the receptionist. Now, Mum fell and fractured her right wrist on the 14th of January 2007. She went back on the 15th of the 1st 2007, and to fix her She went into Exeter Hospital because she fractured her right wrist, and a lot of the evidence has been used. Well, I believe that all of my mum's hospital records have been used to make up the 2018 hospital records. The 14th and the 15th of May 2018, the 14th and the 15th of January 2007 have been used to make up some of those dates. Now, as I say, this is going through. And we're going to just scroll right through all of these hospital records until we get to the right part. Now, on the left-hand side there, you can see it says Wednesday, the 24th of June 2020, and this was the date and time that these records were last typed, and it was when I ordered all the hospital and GP records and through every solicitors of Exeter, and they came through in July of 2020, that they'd been typed on the 24th of June 2020. We'll get to that in a minute. So all of this, there's loads of stuff in here. It says about mum not drinking much, and she never smoked tobacco. All sorts of things are written in these GP medical records. But I want to get to this bit. It's very strange. Where are we? Now hang on, bear with me, I'm going to scroll through. Right. In 2014, my mum ran into a glass door. There was only myself, my brother and my father in the house. When I went to the loo, the door was open, that she was running through. My father was chasing around the house. I went to the loo, and when I came back, the door had been shut by someone. There was only two people there, my father and my brother, and the door had been shut. My mum ran into the door, glass door. She hit it so hard she bounced off. She went a long way, and she had all bruising down the side of her face and that. And after that, she started having memory loss, but in 2014. Now, in 2016, she went into the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital, where she was tested for dementia, and it's there, 21st of June 2016, Alzheimer's disease, and it says it there. Now, I'm going to keep going through. Still 2016. Mum didn't have any sign of it before she ran into the glass door, and she was tested in 2016. Now, just bear with me. Now, in 2016, after Mum was tested for dementia, apparently my father Alan was emailing Mum's doctor. Her name's there. I think you can see it. You can zoom in if you want. Anyway, she didn't actually see my mum, but she did hear from my father through email only. And it's in here a lot that he emailed her. But remember that these records were retyped. They weren't copied, they were typed on the 24th of June 2020. Now here we go. This is 2018, and this is the record from 2018. Now there's a record there, the 19th of February 2018, and it's got a load of drugs on it. Now these are the same drugs that are on the only drug chart in the whole of the 2018 medical records. When I found the coroner's witness statement at my father's in January of 2020, it had the wrong dates on, and I took it to show my brother, and my brother had told me that he'd only written the records and he'd done nothing else wrong. He told me twice, and he looked very, very nervous about this fact. Now the GP records. They are here, and it's got the 21st of May 2018, and it's got the drugs that are being given to my mum. Now, on the 24th of May 2018, I went into the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital, and my mum was dead, and I said my goodbyes to my dead mum on that date. And on the 24th of May 2018, the patient summary was sent to Wanford House Hospital. So my mum's records, when she died, were sent to Wanford House Hospital. Now, the coroner, the hospital, the GP records, they all say that mum died on the 28th. Mum died on the 24th. And her records, her patient summary, was sent on the 24th to Wanford House Hospital. Now, there was a letter. Where's the letter? Let's find it. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Now, this is on page 87, which we will get to. Page 87, which we'll get to, of the GP records. Now, this was, you can see there, it was sent on the 28th of May 2018, and it was from the coroners to Sid Valley Practice, so to these people. And it's, so he's there to Sid Valley Practice. Coroners to Sid Valley Practice, Lindsey Ainsworth, Devon and Cornwall Constabulary. And again, Devon and Cornwall Constabulary, and it was sent on the 28th, and it was received on the 4th of June 2018. It's signed by Lindsey Ainsworth at the bottom, but it states that my mum, Patricia Ann Parish, it's blurring out that. That states that my mum died on the 23rd of May 2018. And this is Lindsey Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant, who's to do with Devon and Cornwall Constabulary. And she says that mum died on the 23rd of May 2018, but she sent the letter on the 28th of May 2018. And the GP practice received it on the 4th of June 2018. And on the 4th of June 2018, which is there, it says patient deceased 28th. The mum died on the 23rd because it says it from the coroner's assistant. This is the letter from the coroner's assistant. So the GP practice has put down that mum died on a different day. That's the date that they received, that the letter was sent. It's not the date that my mum died. Now, I saw my mum dead on the 24th of May 2018. Now, on the 11th of June 2018, this record, patient died in hospital, GP deduction request, death, exact date of death, information of death, date of death entered. Now, they've all entered that my mum died on the 28th of May 2018. And the lady that entered it here, her name's Susan Hailstone. Now, these records were all written by one person, and her name is Susan Hailstone, and it's on page 32. We can go all the way through and we can see this if you like, because we might as well, haven't we, you know? So, I'm trying to get this to focus. Me. There we go. Susan Hailstone, 24th of June 2020, when I ordered the hospital records. This was the last time they were all typed, 24th of June 2020, by Susan Hailstone, clerical access role. And at the bottom of every page of these GP records is the date, 24th of June 2020. My mum's GP records. Now, Susan Hailstone, she typed these records on the 24th of June. It says there at the top of page 32. Now, on the 24th of June 2020, my family, my brother and sister-in-law, my brother who told me that he'd only written the records, told me twice he'd done nothing else wrong, but he'd only written the records. He had an anniversary party with this lady here, this lady here. She's the lady in the sort of pinky cardigan there. And her name is Susan Hailstone. And she had an anniversary party, which it says on the top of here, 24th of June, 2020 was when the records were written. And on the 24th of June, 2021, she had an anniversary party with my brother and sister-in-law at the shop. If you watch part 8 that I put up on here, you'll see that I've put it in there, all of this. She wrote the records on the 24th of June 2020, and then she had an anniversary party with my brother and sister-in-law on the 24th of June 2021. And my sister admits to her friends coming and having an anniversary, or coming and having a party or a gathering with her on the 24th of June 2021. And so my question to the GP practice is, why is your employee, the clerical access role, having an anniversary party with my brother and sister-in-law a year to the day from when she wrote the GP records? And she didn't copy the GP records, she retyped the GP records. Why did she put down the date of my mum's death? She entered it on the 11th of June 2018. She entered it that my mum had died on the 28th, 4 days after she'd actually died. Why did she have an anniversary party a year to the day from when she wrote the records? And why did she put in the date of my mum's death incorrectly in 2018? I find it very strange myself. Now, there was 3 ladies that had that anniversary party in that picture. And this lady is Susan Hailstone. This lady's Julie Dent. She works for the RD&E hospital. She's retired now. She was head chair. And this lady here hugging my sister-in-law, she's called Claire. Now, Claire has a yacht which she moors at Brixham Harbour. And my brother and sister-in-law, they have a yacht and they moor theirs at Brixham Harbour as well. So did them all having this anniversary party, I find it really strange and suspicious. The reason I took the photographs of them on those dates was because I found it so suspicious that I knew that the GP records had been written by Susan Hailstone on that date. At the time when I took the pictures, I didn't know who the 3 ladies were, and I put them on Facebook, first of all, in 2021, which was when my sister-in-law, Sally, they took me to court and they said that I'd put these pictures up on Facebook, and they couldn't understand why I thought there was a conspiracy between themselves and the NHS, because the registration plate of the car that they turned up in was AP5 for NHS, apps for NHS. And my sister-in-law says in that thing that she wrote to the court that she couldn't understand, and they thought it was weird, her and her friends, that I would associate the number plate with her friends coming to see them. And Sally says that the number plate NHS that it ends in is actually a private number plate, and her friend is her initials, and that's why it's a private number plate. Now, her friend that's there, she's called Julie Dent. You can't make Julie Dent out of NHS. Now, they all thought that it was weird that I would suspect it was a conspiracy between Mike and Sally, and who wrote the records. They told me they wrote the records, and her friends who work in the NHS, as I say. Now, in the there's a close-up of Julie Dent and a close-up of Sally's friend Claire. Now, my other question is that in the coroner's inquest, the mum's doctor, who's on here, she was my doctor as well for quite a while, but I had to change her for a different doctor because I felt that she kept on lying to me. And I didn't want when you have a doctor, you don't want a doctor that lies to you. You want a doctor that tells the truth. Anyway, on this record, she's written this to Mr. Spinney, the head coroner. And in it, she says that She was mum's doctor for 14 years, and that her husband and myself first noted memory impairment in 2016. So that's kind of weird. But she also says that mum died on the 28th of May 2018, and yet in her records is that letter from Lindsey Ainsworth that was sent on the 28th of May to the GP surgery, and they received it on the 4th of June. Now, this is the GP records. Now, if my mum's GP had read those records, then she would realise that she'd put the date through wrong. Mum didn't die on the 28th, so why did he send a letter? This is to Dr. Hadfield. Why did he send a letter to the coroner's office to say that mum had died on a different day? Because she hadn't. You say in this letter that's to the coroner that mum died on the 28th and mum died on the 23rd, because it says it there in your own records. Now, you had to sign these records out to release them. It says there 23rd. The letter was sent on the 28th. You can see why I decided that I didn't want you to be my doctor anymore, because you were my doctor. But to me, that's just a blatant lie. Now, I'm reading that off a document, and it's your document out of your GP records, that mum died on the 23rd, and you put through that she died on the 28th. But Susan Hailstone, who also works in your GP practice, on the 24th of June, she wrote these records. And then on the 24th of June, that was in 2020, and on the 24th of June 2021, she had an anniversary party with my brother and sister-in-law, who told me that they'd only written the hospital records. They hadn't done anything else wrong. My brother said it was my dad. Now, in the hospital, I was there, my dad was there. I never saw Mike and Sally there. And they told me that they'd written the records. There's 222 pages in the hospital records that must have been written before the mum went into the hospital, because there's no way that you'd be able to write 222 pages of records if in 3 or 4 days. Now, mum's doctor, Dr. Hadfield, you got the date that my mum died wrong. You lied to me, which is why I changed you for a different doctor. I mean, I haven't been back to the doctors since I changed the doctor and had a new doctor, and I went and saw him. I tried to explain all this to him, but I doubt he believed me, because it does sound crackers, doesn't it, really? But it's absolutely true. Now, it's actually in here. History. Patient wishes to discuss his mother's decease. It's got my old phone number on there. Patricia Parish. Son is questioning her capacity to sign a will in 2017. Now, again, this is another thing that I felt that you, doctor, had lied about. Now, you said that you didn't know. You told me twice. You told me on the telephone and you told me in person that you didn't know if my mum could write write her name in 2017, because you'd never seen her write anything down and you never received anything written from her, which is, again, it's just a downright blatant lie, because in the GP records, in these ones, I'm sure I can find it, there's a record from 2011, a letter written to you, and that's signed by my mum. So you had received something written from my mum, but you're saying that you didn't. Anyway, I think that all of this is it's just horrendous that you, mum's doctor, allowed these records to go through with the wrong dates on. And it says here, should we carry on? Let's carry on. I was querying the ability for my mum to write her name, and you didn't know whether she could or not. It says here, she couldn't write her name in 2016. And you sent it all to the solicitors and all that. You got the date that my mum died wrong in your records. You said that my mum couldn't write because you'd never seen her write anything down or received anything from her written down in the 14 years that you worked as her doctor. just nonsense. Again, son rang for copies of his mother's records as querying the date she was admitted to the hospital before she passed away. He is having a phone call with SH, with mum's doctor, next week when back to discuss. Says he spoke to every solicitors to advise we no longer hold patients' notes, so they would have to get them from the PCSE, which they have done. Everys have asked for a copy of our computer records for the patient. Said we would ask SH next week when back from leave if okay to release them. So task to mum's doctor. Now she obviously did sign these paperwork out because otherwise my mum wouldn't have got it. Now here we are again. This is page 32 and it says that Susan Hailstone typed the records on the 24th of June 2020 and as I say it's on every page. Now that's it. This one here is the page 30 where it says that patient summary was sent to Wanford House Hospital on the 24th of May 2018, the date that I saw and said goodbye to my dead mum, because it was the day that my mum had died. Although the Lindsey Ainsworth, who sent that letter, she said she died the day before on the 23rd. I'm going to just pause and scroll down. There we go. Now this is from the 11th of August 2011, a letter to you, Doctor, that signed by my mum. There we go. PA Parish at the end. My mum signed that letter to you on the 11th of August 2011. Now you told me that she couldn't write and you didn't know whether she could write or not because you never seen her write anything down or received anything written from her. Another reason why I don't have you as a doctor anymore, Doctor. Now this one here is kind of strange. So this says 17th of October 2014. Mum ran into a glass door in end of September 2014, which was when she started losing her memory. Now this one, it says that Mum couldn't draw the hands on a clock face in 2014, but I didn't think my mum was that bad in 2014. I don't think that was until 2016. There's lots of things in here. There's records that say about CT scans that are before she had the CT scans. There's that, isn't that one there? Yeah, this is that letter. So this letter is, it's been blacked out in places. It says here that Mum declined memory clinic in 2014, and yet your letter to the head coroner says that Mum declined memory clinic in 2016, and you and her husband never first noted memory impairment in 2016, but at this point she refused memory clinic. It says it's different on the other one, but the other one's actually written by Julie Dent. She's the other lady in that picture. My main questions to you, Doctor, are why did you put down the wrong date that my mum died when within your own records there's a letter from the coroner's office to you that says that my mum died on the 23rd of May 2018, and yet you sent a letter to the coroner saying that she died 4 days later? That's my main question. The other one is that why did Susan Hailstone, who wrote the GP records or typed them or copied them, she didn't copy them, she wrote them. Why did she have an anniversary party on the 24th of June 2021 with my brother and sister-in-law, those who said that they wrote the records and didn't do anything else wrong, along with Julie Dent and this lady Claire, who the coroner knows quite well? That's my questions to you. In that car, apps for NHS, 24th of June 2021, they had the anniversary. Susan Hailstone of your GP practice wrote those records on that date, Susan Hailstone. Anyway, those are the questions that I have for Mum's doctor, who was my doctor and who is no longer my doctor. Why did he put the dates through incorrectly? Why did you tell me that my mum couldn't write and you'd never seen her write when there's documents in this paperwork that say that she could and that she did? And why did you put through that mum died on the 28th? It's on all these different pages on the first page. The other one is that there's a date, the 11th of June, that mum's name was taken off the register. If you watch part 9 and part 9A to do with the hacking, that same date is on all my phones and everything else to do with the hacking. Anyway, questions to the GP practice. Cheers.